This episode is powered by Act Now Education. Go to www.actnoweducation.com for free comprehensive educational resources and opportunities for active duty, veterans, military spouses, and children.
And you might see some other religion also at the same place, and you are taught that country come first. All are same when it comes to the fight. They don't think, oh, you are Hindu or you're Christian. So we are taught like that, and that's the mindset I bring in my real estate world.
Warriors fall in. It's time for formation. So today I'm joined with Southern California's most trusted real estate agent, Mr. Singh, who recently invited me to be on one of his episodes in which he's hosting for a television show called The American Dream, which is a show that highlights real estate locations, the lifestyle, and agents who are working in the field. You know, Sonny had many options for one of his show topics, and he decided to dedicate one of his shows to the United States military community, because this professional recognizes the overall sacrifice given when folks decide to don the uniform and serve in the United States military. In today's show, we're going to learn a little bit about Sonny, and we're also going to talk about his TV series and learn a little bit about the background and how it all started for him. So, Sonny, I want to thank you for joining the Morning Formation podcast.
So it's a pleasure to be here. And I will say thank you for having me here. I will say it's honor to be in your private bunker.
Bunker? I don't know if this is a bunker, man. I don't think this would survive any kind of mortar or rocket attack. This is all drywall and wood. So yeah, I don't know if it's a bunker, but I guess it's a bunker from the bugs. From the bugs outside, right? No, thank you for joining me, man. And it's great that you're also here in Southern California.
Yes, thank you.
And just a little bit of background. Sonny was, I want to say last year around July or August when I interviewed Kanwar Singh.
Yes.
I guess he's first lieutenant, or I think he just got promoted to captain, right?
Captain, yeah.
Captain Kanwar Singh. Sonny found me on Instagram and was reviewing that specific podcast, which I thought was a great episode because it was great to learn about Kanwar and his overall journey and where he's been and where he's planning on going. He really inspired me quite a bit. So Sonny and I have been connected since last year, but when this opportunity came around, just through connections that we had made, we found out that you were looking for someone like me, and I was more than willing to jump on board. So I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this whole entire process and giving me this opportunity to be part of this show, man. It's truly an honor, and thank you for joining me today for this podcast specifically.
Kyo, pleasure is all mine. I'm telling you, I feel honor coming from a military family. I know you deserve it, you know.
I don't know about all that, but I really appreciate it, man. I really do. And I appreciate folks like you that have an appreciation. And with that being said, Sonny, you know, I want to learn a little bit about you. So tell us where you're from. Tell us a little bit about your background, where you grew up, and then talk to us about your unique tie to military service.
Yes, so I am born and brought up in an Indian Air Force family. My dad was enlisted in 1973 in Indian Air Force. So, of course, my bringing was in number of various Air Force stations in India. If you know, India has 28 state and 8 union territories. And so being an Air Force brat, first of all, I'm using the brat for the audience. I must say, brat here is not a spoiled child of military personnel. Brat here stand for born, raised, and transferred with every posting your dad has, if it's a peaceful posting.
Yeah.
So that is the meaning of brat. So being, moving from one place to other place, of course, you learn the culture, different customs, different people, different terrains. And of course, what is common at one place, southern part of, India, is different than the northern part of India. So as a Air Force personnel or Air Force brat, you learn all those things and you adopt those things, which is the reason why what I am, because I'm gone through all those different situations, different culture, different people. Today I make friends so easily. Stranger is not a danger for me. Stranger
Yeah.
is I can make my friends within 2 minutes.
So I grew up as a military brat as well, and I moved everywhere. I don't have a childhood home, right? So I'm just curious to know, like here in America, when you grow up as a military brat, I grew up a good portion of my life in the state of Hawaii, and then I ended up in Ohio, right?
Correct.
So two different types of cultures, two different even the accent is completely different, the culture is different. Is it the same in India too?
Yes, India is actually a diverse, very diverse country. You'll be very surprised that one place the weather is extreme raining, other place you see a desert. One place is urban. One posting my dad has was a urban. One place is a totally country place. Like there's not even any factory or company. So it's actually a biggest blessing. I will say if somebody asks me, do you want to born again? I will say, yes, I want to born again in the same family in the next birth also. And I don't want to change anything because so much thing to learn about India. And I will say if you wants to know what is India, you should not ask a person who only stayed at one place. You should ask a person who like military personnel who been to all over part of India,
Who moved around?
moved around, know the custom, culture is so diverse.
Right.
Number one thing is coming from military background, you're coming from a highly disciplined society.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the one.
And it's interesting you say that because whenever I travel overseas and I run into like, say I go to Europe or wherever, and I talk to people and they're like, oh, I want to go to New York City. And I'm like, no, don't go to New York City. Go to Tampa, Florida, or go somewhere like Nashville, Tennessee. Like if you really want to see America, like go somewhere smaller. Like don't go into the big city and then make that as your judgment for what America looks like, because it truly doesn't all look like that. It's so different, right? So I understand what you're saying. Was it difficult for you when it came to your schooling to make friends?
So luckily, Indian Air Force and all the military stations has this school called Kendriya Vidyalaya, which is central school. You can call it federal school. Okay, in here we use the word central. There in America, we use federal word here. So we have a central school. Every station will have the same syllabus. If you're in 7th grade, there's nothing change.
Gotcha.
And so that's the biggest blessing I will say the military kids have, that you don't have to worry. Yes, you're going to lose your friends, which you just made 3 years ago, and now you're going to different station. But no, actually, it was same thing.
You're around like-minded kids who had some continuity of not, I guess, having the normal childhood, like making new friends every 3 years, forced you to be more social. That's actually quite interesting. And when you told me about your father, what was his job? What was his position in the Air Force?
So he enlisted, like I said, but when he was at the age of 17, he was an airman only. But in 2012 or 2011 end, he was promoted to a commission rank, which is called honorary flying officer. It was given to him because of his service. So before retiring, he enjoyed the commission also, which you were
right.
commission officer.
So he flew planes or
No, he was a logistic officer.
logistical?
So
Okay.
we all think when comes to military that military is only infantry and pilot,
Especially Air Force, right?
so your dad must be flying, but
yeah.
no. Actually, in military, logistic play the bigger role.
Right.
If you don't have a transport and you don't have a ration,
Right.
no army in the nation can fight
Right.
without logistic. So his job was logistic. He was an equipment officer.
So yeah, I mean, especially what I had experienced in Iraq. Same thing in Afghanistan for us too. A lot of your logisticians experienced firsthand combat because, like for me, for example, I was a transportation officer, so we were in charge of moving supplies and people from base to base. Many times doing our own security or having some type of overwatch. So even on the battlefield today, it's not necessarily always the infantry guys that are out there experiencing, the I guess the ideas of war. You also have folks who are in different positions that have to go outside the wire and do stuff as well. So you're right. Logisticians are extremely important when it comes to wartime. Overall, would you say that your experiences were positive growing up, and did you ever desire to join the military as well?
So my experience was 100% positive. I will say it's the word I want to use here is unmatched. To be a Air Force brat or military brat in India is unmatched than any other profession. You know, the kids you will
Yeah.
have. If my dad was doing some normal railway job or civilian
Right, right.
job, I don't think I was exposed to so many places, people, languages. I speak 7 languages of India.
Hmm.
You know, I just have to be there for a month, and
Yeah.
I will catch up one new language.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the one thing. And I'm sorry, what was your second question?
Did you have any desire to join the military yourself?
Of course, like everyone, you're seeing day and night, you see your dad wearing a uniform. So I had a passion for uniform. I wanted to join infantry regiment, one of the regiment called Gurkha Regiment in Indian Army.
Hmm.
That was my passion. And I did my NCC, which is here ROTC,
Hmm.
was in the college time. I actually did 3 years with the Air Force
Yeah.
wing, where I got a training on microlight Singer aircraft with the pilot, of course, a licensed pilot. And then I got experience of flying number of weapons and doing. Have done many varieties of camps, like RDC camp, Republic Day Parade camp, then going to different Air Force station, learning about how they operate, what the operation is. And but my life story changed when I met my that time girlfriend, now wife, and then I decided I don't think I can stay away from her.
Yeah.
You know, so that I changed my journey and my focus totally changed that time.
Yeah. Yeah. Right on. And Sonny, this was a great opportunity for you to be a part of the American Dream television show. And I plan on publishing this just a few days after we air. Would you mind talking about how this whole thing started?
So my name was recommended by one of the lender I work with. He saw when I do my closings video,
Yeah.
which is very entertaining. I hope you must have seen on Instagram.
I have seen it. Yes, I have.
So, which made me very popular, which made me actually a entertaining and dancing realtor. So
Yeah.
I get surprised when I'm going to introduce myself in the real estate world, and people say, "Oh, Sunny, I know your name." So, which is like within 2 year of experience as a realtor, that's the biggest blessing for me.
Right.
People don't realize I am a very new realtor. Like 2 years is nothing in real estate, and getting that much client. And the biggest thing is what I learned there in the Air Force environment, being a brat.
Hmm.
I'm using all those in my professional life. Okay, like I give you example. There we learn everyone is this. You know, either in the station, everyone is your uncle or auntie. My dad, colleagues, and this is a complete family.
Right.
There is no religion. There is no race. There's no color. Any armed forces you go to, any military base in India, if you know, India has all kind of faith. You know,
Hmm.
India believe in all kind of faith. So any Air Force station will have Hinduism temple, like a Hindu temple,
Right.
Christian church, and Sikhism, the Gurdwara,
Hmm.
and you might see some other religion also at the same place. And you are taught that country come first. You are taught the religion never is nothing. Religion, we all are same when it comes to the, like, you know, fight. They
Hmm.
don't think, oh, you are Hindu or you're Christian or you're. So I can go in a church and I can do the same prayer which I do my Hindu temple. So we are taught like that. And that's the mindset I bring in my real estate world. When people call me, I don't think who they are. I just give them like, okay, work is worship for me. If I'm getting an opportunity and they know that, and that's the review I get online also, that people said, you never made me feel like this is not yours. You made me feel like what you will do when you're buying a house for yourself.
Mm.
They comments are like, he was like my elder brother protecting me when
Right.
the escrow was going on. So this is, I think, basically coming from my upbringing,
Yeah.
which is making me what I am today.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because a lot of things that you experienced growing up and a lot of the way you are today has a lot to do with, who you were and your parents and your friends and your environment, your upbringing has everything to do with who you are today. So you being a military brat, and growing up with a father who was in the military actually enhanced your character of being a real estate agent today to be, I guess, just a people's agent, where you are more or less like focused on the individual and the betterment of their situation, right?
So real estate, if you know, I never chose real estate. Real estate chose me. And here's a story. I do hotel. I do manage two hotels. Okay, so I started my life in America as a hotel manager. Okay, the hotel I manage is San Bruno. If you know how San Bruno is, you're in California. That hotel in 2011, when I came, that hotel was highly affected with the wrong things. I had two choice. Second day only. Either I leave this hotel or I clean this hotel.
Right.
Cleaning a hotel, which is like, clean in the sense, cleaning from the prostitute and cleaning from the drug dealers.
Right.
Which I had no knowledge.
Right.
Okay. So then I have to raise my family. I had to raise my 3-year-old son that time. I said, okay, I'll clean it, whatever it takes. And I took it as a challenge. I never have to use any kind of weapon, any kind of, tools to do that. I just had my lips with my words enough.
Right.
In 6 months, the same reputation that hotel has changed drastically. 7-8 years after that, I was in a 24-hour fitness gym. I used to work out with SWAT team, sheriff, and all those people. One of the sergeant came and he told me, I thought no one is watching, what you're doing, no one was watching. That sergeant came to me, Sergeant Garcia, I remember his name. And he said, Sonny, 7-8 years ago, my boys can go and I can go and kick any door there. We know there's a criminal. This is for you. That from 7-8 years, we never been to that hotel.
Yeah. So just you cleaned it up, man. Like you took out and made it a better environment, right?
Correct. In 6 months, I will say it was sometime 24 non-stop working, 48-hour non-stop working, calling police, taking help of my security guy who looked like a police. And that time it was easy. He can arrest also some people. So I think everyone helped, and now that place is very clean. And so that was one thing. So coming to real estate was, I had some money. I called this gentleman. I wanted to buy an apartment as an investment. And this gentleman said, the realtor, he said, that unit is not there, but why you want to buy a condominium when you have certain money, this much? I said, I don't want to take a loan. I said, why don't you give me all your documents and I can see how much loan you're getting? And I wanted an investment property. I said, okay, what do you need? And I went to his office. I gave all those documents. Within 12 hours, I was qualified for an amount I was not even aware. And then he said, let's go and search houses. And finally, I ended up in Victorville buying one of the nice 4-bedroom, 2-bath. And later on, I was actually very grateful for this gentleman who actually guided me in the right direction, what to do. So it's always for me, if somebody did something, so I take them, I ask him which restaurant he like, I bring his whole family, I treated him very nicely. And he's a 20 years of experience in real estate. One thing he told me, that Sonny, in 20 years, no buyer have called me like this in a restaurant and treated me like this. So why don't you come to my office one time and see what I do? Maybe you like it. So I went at the day one only. I started prospecting, like cold calling and all, and got an interest. And finally, I ended up, I gave my exams, and in one go, I was cleared.
So you're right. Real estate found you.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I want to go back to what you talked about, the whole dancing thing. Where did you get that from?
So dancing, actually, that thing is, armed forces have one thing. Don't think of tomorrow. What you have is today. And that's one thing. Highest level of sense of humor you will find. Same with U.S. Armed Forces also. And highest level of celebrating life. So dancing is just about celebration, right? So when somebody buying a house here, that's one of the biggest investment he's making in his life.
Yeah.
I want to celebrate with that person. What I would have done if I would have helped my own brother or my own sister, I'd be celebrating.
Right.
So same thing I do, and I bring this Indian music thing, and we all dance.
That's very intriguing, man, and it's great to learn a little bit about you, where you came from, and your mindset, and all the obstacles that you went through. Now, Sonny, talk to us about when you found out you were going to be on the show. how did you start planning for show topics, and when did you decide to make one of those show topics about the military?
So getting selected out of 20,000 agent Keo,
Wow.
that was a biggest blessing.
Wow.
Okay. So I felt it, if I'm getting this opportunity come with a big responsibility on your shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Now I don't want to waste just to show the luxury boat or luxury real estate. I start thinking of the word American dream. As per me, American dream, or even what we are doing right now today, is only possible because our men and women decided to volunteer to wear that uniform to protect us, in which many have sacrificed their life.
Right.
So we are cherishing all the rights. So somebody sacrificed so many things. So we are enjoying today. Why not to start my first episode honoring them? So first I thought of honoring an organization, but later on I find out that organization has not involved in that many things in California. So I don't want to bring somebody and make them famous if there's not. So then ultimately I had less time, and I approached my one of the realtor friend, and he said, and I was like, I know Keo, I know KP. So I was like, that's a great idea. And though I had opportunity, that, but
Yeah.
I said no, I will. My camera guy and everyone saying no, don't go for this. You want show more popular, you should go for this. And I said no. Ultimately, what happened, you must have seen American Dream TV declare after we shot that this was a very good content.
Yeah.
So listen to your heart. And
yeah, man. No, I appreciate it, because I know you had some other folks out there that wanted to do this with you. So thank you for choosing me to do it. It was quite an experience, but that segues into my next question, man. So what did you think of the overall? So this was your first episode, right?
Yes, this was very first episode coming on a TV.
So what did you think?
I think it exceeded my expectation. What we did, what the camera guy helped us, that whole the way it was. It was, he made us feel very comfortable. Plus, our goal was very simple.
Yeah.
We are not doing artificial, made show. We are doing everything organic. It's a real show.
Right.
So that when you have anything in your mind that you're not faking it, you'll of course do good.
Yeah.
And then that's what the result was. I'm very happy with the show, and I'm sure when it will come aired, it will be aired, and the audience will love it.
Yeah, man. I'm really glad that we have this opportunity to sit down, because folks that will watch it are going to be asking about, well, who's this Sunny guy? I want to know more about Sunny. So this is a podcast where they can come and learn about where you came from, some of the obstacles that you had to overcome, and how real estate found you. Now, with the show itself, was it everything you expected? Like the way they filmed it? Or did you think that it would be different?
I think if I had more time, if it was the show was like getting a more time, I air like if we get a half an hour, 35 minutes more, I would have justified more. I can show more the sacrifice, real when the veteran try to transform themselves from a disciplined life to a civilian life. What mental status they go through. Why 22 a day suicide is there.
Right.
How as a civilian we can help to avoid those things. People don't. So how we make their environment, their family situation better. So they don't think of what has happened in past.
Yeah.
So my goal was to do all those things, but you can't complain. Never sweat the small stuff in life.
Right. Well, I know you have a few more episodes ahead of you as well. But just to talk off of what you're mentioning too, the 22 suicides a day from the military community, from military veterans, that's something that I think the entire community has been concerned about for the last few years. And that's one of the many reasons that I started the Morning Formation podcast, and I'm a board member for Act Now Education, is to help our community have a much better landing spot when they transition out and they, are no longer wearing the uniform, making sure that they get the ideal job, the ideal salary, the ideal location, because everybody wants to go home, right, at some point.
Correct.
And everyone deserves to go home, especially when you serve the country, and everyone deserves to get a well-paying job, an ideal job, after you spent so many years sacrificing. So I really appreciate, your overall recognition of our community. And I think it's quite fascinating that your tie to all this goes back to India,
My basic roots.
where your father served, what, 30 years?
39 years, 73 to 2012.
39 years in the military. So your father ended up serving 39 years of the military, which I think here in the United States, you can only, or here in the US, you can only do 30 years, I think, max.
So in India, it's 35 years in Air Force, especially, not in Army. I'm not talking about, I'm only talking about the Air Force.
Right.
35 years and 58 years of age. So he reached 39 and 58, he has to retire. I'm telling you, if you ask him to go and wear the uniform, he will say, I don't want to retire.
Yeah.
And he set an example for me, you know.
Yeah.
Especially, I lost my mom when I was 16, you know.
Oh, wow.
And raising 4 kids and serving the country also. He's standing a higher environment, like, you know, standard.
Right.
That never give up in life.
Right.
Adversity causes some men to break and others to break record. A guy who's coming from a farming background, my grandfather was a farmer, join the Air Force, achieve so many things, change his family from countryside to bring in urban. Now we are settled in Pune, which is Mumbai, close to Mumbai. Nice area. And on top of that, raise his 4 kids, raising a 4 successfully. We all are settled now. And getting a commission also. You know, many people retired after 39, 38 years without getting a commission. They don't have to, government don't have to give you commission. You know, it's not, but he earned that thing. So, of course, it's a higher standard.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So going forward, Sonny, from here on out, how many more episodes do you have to host?
In a year, they signed me for 6 episodes.
6 episodes.
6 episodes.
That's outstanding, man. So what are your expectations for those next 6 episodes?
I can say one thing, I will do everything from my heart. You know, anything you do with a good intention from a heart and mind. I don't know what's in the future, but that thing will be successful. I do with a passion.
Yeah.
I don't do it for money. Nothing I do for money. Money, by the grace of God, is there. And I do with the passion. And when you have a passion, it's visible. You know, people see that and then they will like it. I'm 100% sure the audience will love all the thing which is coming.
Dude, I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to our episode, which as of now, they're saying is going to be aired on the 17th of July.
Correct.
Details will be coming out as far as time and channel and everything, and we'll put that out on our social media platforms. For anyone out there, Sonny, that's listening right now, and they might be interested in connecting with you, how can they connect with you?
They can always reach at Sunny Homes. That is my Facebook page. And my Instagram IG is Happy and Lucky Man. And then I am on, very soon I will have a website and I will share that on social media. And they can call me on my number 909-233-0756. I'm available. I'm a realtor. So of course I cannot keep my phone number private.
Right. Well, there you put it out there, man. So there it is. I'll make sure I put all that down in the show notes as well. So if you're listening to this on a podcast, scroll down to the bottom. You'll see it in the show notes. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll make sure that that's in the description as well for folks to contact you. Sonny, I love your energy, man. I love your motivation. Most of all, it's refreshing to see a man of your caliber and your overall lessons that you've lived through life, everything from India to where you are today here in California, doing what you're doing, man. Just to wrap up the episode, is there any message that you have for the audience out there listening?
I will say, we all run behind success and all. So one thing I have learned, this is my experience. I'm not a guru or somebody who's giving this, but success will follow. If we try to be a human. If suppose I am serving the country by, I'm a police. Mm-hmm. If I do my job 100% right as a human being, I will of course excel in the job. If I'm a realtor, I should look at this. I give you a situation also, a story. When I did my first listing presentation, it was in Menifee City. Okay. Now, I had no knowledge of real estate. I just got my license. I got this appointment I'm happy about. I'm going in Menifee, drove like 1 hour. And I met this lady, 79-year-old lady from Hungary, I guess. So she's American. So her house, for some reason, was not selling from last 6 months. Good house in nice neighborhood community, Sun City. Somehow I listed on Monday. I had a buyer on Thursday. We sold in 21 or 25 days. The day we are signing everything, and I went to her house, and every closing I take my customer for lunch or dinner. So she actually stood up and gave me a hug, and the word she told me, which I still carry in my signature, it's always going to be sunny in California, and is always going to be Sunny Singh, my realtor in California. That made me emotional. What I have done special for, I just did my job without any, what if this was my own mom?
Right.
So when we put ourselves and our family, like, this universe is our family. Behave like, you are same. Others are same. There's no difference. The race, other, what do you call that, color, and all this thing is is not, we all are human. So whenever we think that we are one, 100% excel is there. There's no doubt no one can stop your success. So that will be the message from all the audience.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Great message. Great story, Sonny. I love it, man. I learned a little bit more about you today, and that's fascinating, man. And I got to say that I'm going to be really excited to see where you're at in a year from now. After all those shows air and you get more exposure and people get to know the real Sonny Singh, and hopefully you've learned a little bit about Sonny as well. Sonny, again, thank you so much for the opportunity to be a part of the experience, to be on the American Dream. It was awesome working with Gary as well. He is a great, I guess, producer, video producer, and his team was awesome too. So it was an experience for me too, Sonny, and I can't thank you enough for making me a part of that and dedicating one of your shows to our military community. So for everyone else out there, I just want to tell you to stay tuned, stay focused, and stay motivated. Warriors, fall out. You've been listening to the Morning Formation Podcast. I hope you found today's materials helpful and of value to your current situation. You can connect with me on Instagram at the_morning_formation_podcast, or you can connect with me via email at theformationpodcaster@gmail.com. Also, I would like to thank my partners at Act Now Education for their support. Authenticity, community, and trusted is what you can expect from all members of the Act Now Education team. You can link up with them today and learn about some new free educational resources on their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or at their website, actnoweducation.com. Whether today's show took you back to a nostalgic time or helped you think about tomorrow, thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again. Stay safe and stay motivated. Warriors, fall out.